Yo, 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 this is Dorky Diggity Dave, and today we are reviewing the Justice League. Welcome back, guys. We are talking about the Justice League. This is DC's first opportunity at putting a team together in a movie in their shared universe. And yeah, it does feel like Avengers, and that probably has a really good reason because Joss Whedon kind of jumped on and finished the movie up after Zack Snyder exited, you know, after the whole tragedy thing. So the question is, did it work? Is it a good movie? Is it worth your time? Is it worth the wait? And were you actually even waiting in the first place? Because they were pretty divisive movies, so let's find out. Okay, so there's a lot of good stuff going on in the movie. Although the movie is pretty fragmented all around, the team works. I know I tried to separate the words and not say teamwork, but the team works. Each character brings a different element to the whole dynamic, and it does work overall. Now, I'll tell you right now, Barry Allen, The Flash, he's basically the heart of the whole film. You're gonna love him. He's super funny throughout the whole thing, and it's not really like a comedy-based kind of thing. It's a character-based comedy, which is excellent. He brings the lightness to the movie. He brings the lightheartedness. He brings the jokes. He brings the green. Even though he's red, he brings the green to the team. He's always like this like deer in the headlights kind of thing. Like he just doesn't really know what to do, and that's an endearing quality that he has throughout the film. I think Cyborg looked great, although there were some parts where he didn't look great, but overall, he looked pretty great, and I loved his character. I loved what they did with his story. There was something to watch, there was something to care for, and there was something to root for, and so that's kind of the difference. Batman, I think, might have been the weakest link in the movie for me. Other than that, Wonder Woman is a little bit more of the same from the movie that she had. In her solo outing, it kind of feels the same. They didn't really do anything too different, but they did further develop her character, and they retconned some stuff, so I guess it's all good. Overall, the banter is pretty good between everyone. The jokes are funny, and there's situational jokes that happen. It's very different from, say, like Thor, which I know you guys know that I didn't care for that movie as much. I mean, I kind of enjoyed this a little bit more. Thor was more of a full-on comedy. They took, you know, serious moments, and they took a lot of moments that could have had some significant weight, and they threw in the jokes, which is a little different to me than the levity used here. I tend to like this style of levity in comedy a little bit better than the in-your-face style comedy. But again, to each their own. Now, there are certain CG elements that look really good, like whoever did the mustache CGI or whatever was happening there, I couldn't tell. I was looking for it, and I couldn't tell. That was almost flawless. So maybe that's where they spent all of the budget, because the budget really definitely kind of did not go into the actual CGI of the movie. And I know that's more in the bad thing, but I had to run that comparison because there are some points in the movie where the CG is pretty, like, purposefully bad. You can almost see the immediate directorial differences and the styles of Joss Whedon and Zack Snyder. You can watch a scene and be like, that's Zack, and then you watch another scene and you're like, that's Joss. Or you hear a certain exchange or banter and you're like, that's Joss. Like, Joss came in, I'm pretty sure, and just looked at it and was like, bro, nah, man, we need to add some kind of supplemental storyline or supplemental elements to the things that are happening around, just so that you can be a little bit more engaged. And I noticed that, and I appreciate that. And so that's why I'm a little more leaning towards forgiving some of the mistakes that are in the movie, because it does feel like this movie is a huge course correction. Like before, they were making like a hard left, and this whole movie you can just see whoever's at the wheel just kind of steering it over to the right and getting it straight, and then they're like, okay, so let's just go from here. Because there's just stuff that kind of happens, and they try to sell this idea of like hope throughout the movie, and I'm like, that never happened in the previous movies. I don't know, but I guess, I mean, if you're gonna retcon it, it's fine, let's just do that. This is like a huge retcon job, just like retconned and course corrected, and I appreciate it. It still came out good. The whole color palette in the film has been dialed up like by 11. Like, there's no more dark, muted, muddy colors. Like, blues look blue, reds look red. It looks great, aside from the CGI. Color palette, yes. Tonally and narratively, it's kind of a mixed bag, which is fine, because at the end of the day, the movie still feels fun, but not the kind of fun that comes at the expense of the narrative. So there's a very fine line there, and I find that the movie was enjoyable to watch, and I would probably watch it again. Alright guys, as you heard, the CG is pretty bad. This movie, I think, needed about another 4 to 6 months just in post-production and just to get things fixed, because those CGI moments sometimes take you out of the film. You're just like, that's really bad. That's like sci-fi level bad. So that's not one of the greatest things. The villain stinks. The villain is whatever. He comes down, you know, it's the usual plot, but really not that much different from any villain you really see in Marvel. It's very generic, coming to take over the world or the realm or the planet or whatever. Kneel to me, oh, you are weaklings, you'll never blah 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 blah. Basically, that's what he says throughout the whole movie, and I can't really understand what he was saying because there's so much vocal synthesis on his voice that it's just very sound like this, or you get this, or like that. So have fun with that. Also, he doesn't do anything other than swing the axe around and say things. I do get it that he's the harbinger of whatever at some point, but it just was not clear. There was not a clear motivation other than world domination. And if that was the case, then fine, but that's just old. It's just old, overtired, and used. Now, where I love the Flash, and his CG was great, and the thing about it is it's no longer as exciting to see somebody move really fast because we've seen it for like 3 years now. And Flash's storyline in the movie is very reminiscent of Flash's storyline in the TV show. So if you watch the TV show, it's not gonna really feel all that new. So that just kind of played in a little bit. Also, the trailers, holy smokes. Even the first trailer let out so much, it's ridiculous. I'm actually now considering just not watching any trailers at all. Like, I used to just watch maybe the teaser in the first one, but like I knew everything that was gonna happen before it happened because it was all in the trailer. So maybe they did that because they needed to, you know, sell the movie or whatever because Batman v Superman did so bad, and they're just like, look, 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 we got something good going on here, watch my stuff. So if you watched anything more than the first trailer, you've already ruined it. If you watched the first trailer, it's not completely ruined, but a lot of it is. If you've watched no trailers, just go see it and enjoy it. So as I mentioned before, narratively, tonally, just like the movie just doesn't know what it wants to be throughout the movie. So if you're sensitive to that kind of thing and you can see that and you can pick up on that, you're gonna see like a hugely splintered movie that goes in so many different directions. You're gonna be like, yo man, this thing's crazy. And it doesn't completely take me out, but I did notice it. But I did know kind of like all that behind the scenes type of stuff. So, you know, that's, again, it's a little bit more forgivable. Verdict time, guys. The thing is, you should go see it. You should go see it and just see how you feel about it. I don't know if there's really like a rating that I could put on that. I enjoyed the movie. I liked seeing it. I want to see it again, which is a good sign because I didn't want to see Thor again. I may watch it again when it comes out on Blu-ray or whatever. I'll watch it with wifey. But I do want to go back and see Justice League one more time because I really did dig those characters and I dug what they were trying to do, and I'd like to get a second look at it. So I don't know if that means that it was great and I want to see it again because it was great, because it wasn't great. It wasn't bad. It's just kind of in the middle with good stuff, but just kind of didn't all come together. You know, if I were really to rate this, I would say that this is like a meal in a bowl. Like, you're supposed to have like rice and steak and some mashed potatoes, vegetables, you know, and everything comes separately on the plate, and they plate it real nice. And you look at it, you go, that looks like a good meal, I want to eat that. What this is, it has like all of those elements, except they just stuck it into a bowl and stirred it, and then they slapped it on your plate. So while it may still taste good, it looks like not that good. That's probably about the best rating I can give it. Because it still was good. Like, I was satisfied when I finished watching it, except for the villain. So that's about it. So that's it for the verdict. I don't really know how I can visually put that as a rating, but that's the rating. Once again, this is Dorky Diggity Dave. You just saw the review for Justice League. I know, I called it Avengers. It kind of was, but whatever. It was Justice League. So, did you see it? Are you gonna see it? And if you did you like it? Go ahead and comment down below. Let me know what you thought. And am I on the mark? Am I off the mark? Am I crazy? You know, that whole spiel. So, if you liked the video, and I hope that you did, go ahead and click subscribe, click like, leave a comment. share it with your friends, share it with your mama. All that stuff helps me out. And remember, stay dorky, and I'll catch y'all on the flip.